Hey, Mick Meaney here, ProfitCopilot.com, and today you will discover 4 ways to get traffic from Reddit. But there is a problem because promoting yourself on Reddit is not easy, and that's because Reddit does not like self-promotion. But by the end of this tutorial, you will know exactly how to get traffic from Reddit today. So let's take a deep dive and take a look at the growth of Reddit. Let me move the microphone so you can hear me, because Reddit is an absolute powerhouse of traffic. If you're not using it yet, then you need to start incorporating it into your marketing strategy. Because, well, let's take a look at the key statistics. The daily active users, 52 million users per day last year. Businessofapps.com, it's saying that Reddit gets 30 billion page views every month. Let's just take a look at what SimilarWeb has got to say. So it's quite a large difference there, but it's still over 1 billion, actually heading towards 2 billion page views a month. And most of that traffic is from the United States. So 48% of the traffic comes from the United States, which is the largest country sending traffic to Reddit, followed by the UK, then Canada, Australia, and Germany. Very profitable traffic. A lot of that comes from search engines. Obviously, the branding is on point. Everybody has heard of Reddit, so it gets a lot of direct traffic as well. But really, we can benefit in a second way from search engine traffic. As the content that we publish on Reddit is indexed by search engines, people searching for that are obviously going to find it and then hopefully click through to our websites too. So it's a mammoth powerhouse of traffic, but it all starts with finding the right audience. So let's head to Reddit, sign up for an account if you don't have one yet. I'm going to assume you do because I've spoken about Reddit quite a few times in the past. However, today we're taking a bit more of a deep dive into it. So here we have a search bar. So think about the keywords that relate to your niche. For me, it's going to be digital marketing, entrepreneurship, that kind of thing. But for you, it could be something completely different. So let's go with perhaps something like, well, I was speaking to someone who's involved in keto diet yesterday. So let's go with keto. So let's see what the crack is for keto diet. So here we have communities relating to this keyword. And check this out. So this community, this subreddit, has got over 2 million members. So we might want to start here. Of course, it's not the only one that we're going to join. What we're going to do is make a list and then add them to a spreadsheet. So we might want to grab that and then add this to our spreadsheet. Then we take a look at the number of members. So 2 million members. Let's add that there. And then, this is really important, we need to take a look at the top posts. So here we can structure it by today, or by now, today, this week, this month, this year, or all time. So really we want to be relevant. We don't want to focus on outdated information. So let's go this year or this month. So let's go with this year. So it's, it's up-to-date stuff. So this is going to give us the best performing content for this subreddit. So what we're going to do is take a look at how the content is structured, what type of content is performing best. And unfortunately here we can see that there is a few not safe for work pictures, which I'm not going to click on. But however, let's take this one. So success story. So 3,000 upvotes. That's quite a lot. It's got accolades there. It's got awards, and it's got almost 200 comments. So let's take a look at this piece of content. So we can see that this is performing really well. So what I'm going to do is just grab the URL. I'm going to add it to a list of top posts. And then go back through the list, get a few more of these so we can see what to model our content on. I'm not going to spend too long on this because you get the idea, right? So we're just making a list of these best performing posts. Okay, so we would just repeat that process a few times. I don't have to walk you through this multiple times. You get the idea. So now we know what type of content works. We can create content that is going to be of similar quality. And we know that these subreddits respond to that type of content. So let me show you an example in the entrepreneur subreddit. So this is from a Redditor called Rebel Muso Society, and this piece of content has got over 700 upvotes. It's got the accolades. If we go down to the comments, we can see that the community is engaging with it. So 72 comments. Take a look. Take a look at what is happening. People are congratulating him. They're so thankful for him sharing his knowledge. And this guy has got Reddit figured out because take a look at what he's doing. First of all, the content is of high value. So it's a piece of original content that he has written just for Reddit. Secondly, look at the way that he's writing to the audience. He's speaking on a human level. He's being real. He's being authentic. He's being genuine. That's such an important trait to have for Reddit marketing. The community is very savvy. They're going to sniff out BS very quickly. So you really have to put your best foot forward. Speak to them on a level. You know, don't try and be something you're not. Don't try and be overly promotional. We'll speak about promotion in a second. But take a look at how he's structuring this. You know, what he's got is headings, subheadings. He's breaking things down into easy to read sections. That's very important here. He's actually adding quotes in there as well. So this is an easy read. He's putting bullet points in there. So anyone, even scan reading this, is going to get value from it. So he's appealing to two types of reader there. That's really important. So he's going to get maximum results. Now, when it comes to actually promoting himself, well, look at how he's doing it. So all this content, and then he has a PS at the bottom here, and it's really only in the last sentence is where he promotes himself. So he says, somewhat predictably, I have a newsletter. It's a 3-minute creative hack. It's 3-minute creative hacks, and it's surprisingly good. You can sub here if you like it, and then he links to his website or where people can subscribe to his newsletter, and that's it. That's the level of promotion that he's doing on Reddit. Okay, now he's rinsing and repeating this strategy over and over and over again. So what does it mean for you? Well, first of all, if you want to model this, you have to be a Redditor. Okay, you have to create an account. You have to engage with the community. Listen, you know, the community wants to see you contribute to Reddit in the same way that they do, at the same level. They want to see you as one of them. So you have to become one of them. Okay, so not all of your posts are going to be promotional. They're not going to add value. You're going to go, comment on other people's posts. You're going to crack jokes. You're going to be a real human being. You're going to talk about issues. You're not just going to stick to the subreddits that you can get traffic from. Okay, because what happens is when you start promoting yourself in this way, the mods are going to look through your profile, or the Redditors are going to do the same. And if they sniff out that you're just there for traffic gen, they ain't going to tolerate it. They'll call you out. You'll probably get banned from subreddits. So you got to be a real human being, right? If you have a look at how I do Reddit, I post a lot in blogging related subs, but I also post in subreddits that have got nothing to do with marketing. So if you take a look through my profile, what you're going to see is a mix of things, right? So I shared a video of me and my cat because, I love the little cat so much. So I shared that. I made a pizza, showed a picture of that. I also post about blogging. So there's a lesson from a 6-figure blogger. That's a post that did quite well. I also post pictures of the bay outside. Basically, I let people see that I'm a real person. So I have different aspects to my life. And then when mods and other Redditors go through my profile to see if I'm for real, if I'm genuine, if I'm authentic, they can see that, this guy is a real person. So you have to do the same. You have to obviously deliver value, but don't be afraid to show aspects of your personality too. But the really important thing to do is before you post in any subreddit, before you promote yourself in any way, go to the rules. You're going to have a list here and absolutely follow those rules. Don't break them because that will jeopardize your good standing in these communities. Okay, let me show you another way to use Reddit for traffic generation, because we have something called AMAs. They stand for Ask Me Anything. These are very popular ways to communicate and build an audience and connect with subreddits. Now, there's a dedicated AMA subreddit just for these type of posts. However, a lot of subreddits out there will allow you to run your own one. Have a word with the mods, make sure that you have some credibility behind you, and chances are they're going to allow you to run an AMA if it provides enormous value to the audience. So I'm going to show you two examples here. Okay, so one's a really bad example. Learn from that, learn what you should not do, and then I'll show you another pretty decent example. So this is a Ask Me Anything from Woody Harrelson. It was done 9 years ago, and it's probably one of the most entertaining AMAs ever done on this site. It is absolutely hilarious, but just read the responses, read the way that Woody Harrelson interacts with the community. It will make you laugh. But there's a really important lesson here, because it's pretty obvious that it's not really Woody Harrelson running the AMA. It's some PR company or it's a marketing firm. But the way they're doing it is they're responding to every question with reference to the film that Woody Harrelson is in. So they're using it as a purely promotional vehicle. That's the wrong way to do it. So read that AMA from Woody Harrelson. You'll probably laugh your house off, but it's going to teach you. It's going to teach you on how to avoid being overly promotional. Let me show you another one. This is a pretty good one. So it's from a chap called David Sinclair. It was done about a year ago, but check this out. Now, this is very promotional. So he's linking to his Twitter account. He's doing it in a form of proof. That's smart. It's a really smart strategy. But also here, he's promoting his newsletter as well on his website. Now, this works so well because he is taking the time to give specific real answers that are not overly promotional. He's focusing on what the audience is asking and he's answering. He's giving of himself. He's genuinely sharing his knowledge. And as a result, this has got over 7,000 upvotes. It's got over 1,000 comments. So massively successful AMA there. Learn from that. Learn from the Woody Harrelson one when it all went wrong as well. So we might want to add this to our spreadsheet. So let's copy that URL. Let's put it in top posts. And then which subreddit was it? It was AMA. So let's just put it AMA. So chances of you getting featured in AMA are pretty slim, I would say, but you never know. Give it a shot. You might get lucky, but you have to be very qualified. You have to have enormous levels of credibility to get featured in the AMA board. I've actually wrote that down wrong. It's IAMA. Okay, so what you would do is find relevant subs that will allow you to run an AMA. Add that to your list. Keep a record of the best performing ones so you know what to model your one on. Okay, so let me show you another way to use Reddit for traffic generation, because not only can we create posts on Reddit, not only can we interact with the community and answer questions and respond to other people's comments and provide resources that way, but we can also create our own community. So let me show you how one company has done this. So this is a subreddit for Nordstorm. So they have created this community where they update the subreddit with new events, new developments, and they allow people to ask questions. So this is really like an extension of their Twitter and their Facebook profiles. So think of it in that way. So this could be another marketing channel for your brand. Now, while they've got 800 members, 7 of them are online at the moment, it's not going to generate enormous levels of traffic immediately, but it is going to provide a consistent stream. It might not set the world on fire, but it doesn't really need to. And each time you mention your brand, that's a citation for Google. Every time you link out to your website, that's a backlink. But the important thing is to not use it for backlinks or to drive traffic in that way. Don't be too over the top about that, because otherwise the admins will step in, they'll shut down your subreddit. So make it more about the community here, how you can benefit and educate and inform the community on Reddit. So how do you get one of these subreddits? It's really simple. Go to your profile, then go down to create a community, click on that. Now think about the keywords that someone might be searching for your niche or something relevant to you or your brand. Add that in here. Add a description as well. Remember that this is going to get indexed in search engines. So make sure that you have keywords in there as well, but don't keyword stuff. Make it all about the community. Make it about being of value to the Reddit community, to Redditors, instead of search engines. And then you can create your community and it will be live. And Reddit will also give you really handy tips on how to grow that subreddit. So that can be an additional marketing channel for you. Let me show you another way to get traffic on Reddit. This is advertising. So if we take a look at Reddit, if we go to the homepage, what we're going to see is, if we scroll down far enough, there we go. So we have promoted. So this is just an advert. What I want you to do is take note of the adverts on Reddit. So look at the way that they're structuring their headline, the images that they're using. They're not typical ads, right? They've got this angle specifically for Redditors. So they might use memes, they might use GIFs. In fact, if you're thinking about using video on Reddit, I would encourage you to use memes or GIFs above video. They tend to get better engagement. So that's to bear in mind. Now, to make one of these Reddits, you go to redditinc.com/advertising. Go ahead, sign up through that website, and you will be able to set your budget, set your targeting, and you can do enormous levels of traffic through Reddit advertising if you get it right. You have to get the tone right, because they don't like advertising, right? So if you can make them laugh, or if you can be real about them, and even just say this is an advert, that can work really well. Say, look, this is an advert. This is why I'm advertising. It's because I want to help you to achieve X, Y, Z. It is a pretty powerful platform, but if you want to take the next step, if you are serious about growing a popular and profitable internet business, then of course you need more web traffic, because web traffic equals money. So I will give you the traffic methods that I never share on YouTube or anywhere else for free when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic and get that free training course. Okay, if you found today's tutorial useful, give it a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel too. Hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any future updates from me, and I will hopefully see you again in a couple of days' time. Thanks for watching. Take care.